The Bugatti Veyron is the most expensive production car ever made. It costs more than £800,000, but believe it or not, even at that price it's a bargain. Only 300 will be made, and Volkswagen will be subsidising every car. It's going to cost the company a small fortune overall, but it says it's worth it, just to prove that it has the best designers and engineers in the world. This car's got 1,000 horsepower. That's a third more than the Ferrari Enzo, twice as much as the F430. And while the F430 takes 4 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour from standstill, this will do it in 2.5. And it will keep on accelerating until past 250 miles an hour. The engineering challenges involved in building this car were immense. For example, there's 1,000 horsepower to the wheels, but there's 3,000 horsepower generated inside the combustion chamber. Now, it's not unusual to lose 2/3 of engine power as heat, but what do you do with all the heat from an engine this size? The answer is you need 10 radiators and a mess of cooling ducts that look like a Victorian plumber's nightmare. One of the biggest problems for Bugatti's engineers to overcome was wind resistance. So the car operates in two ways. In normal mode, it sits about 5 inches above the ground. But in handling mode, it sinks down to 3.5 inches, so it's got a much lower profile. And an aerofoil unfolds from the back, so the downforce pushes the car closer to the road. And frankly, if it didn't, it would probably take off. Now, the tyres for this car were specially developed by Michelin to do 250 miles an hour. And if you have a puncture at that speed, in theory it doesn't matter because they're run-flat tyres. But it's a theory I'd rather not put to the test. If you bought this car, where would you drive it? You couldn't go to the supermarket because the visibility is too poor. You couldn't park it on the street because it would attract the wrong kind of attention. And you couldn't take it on the motorway because you'd lose your licence. But then again, if you've got £800,000 or more to spend on a car, you don't shop at supermarkets and you get around by helicopter. But you could always hire a test track and challenge the McLaren F1 to a race.
This car has a top speed of 240 miles an hour. It has a 6.1 litre V12 engine, and in this car it has 680 horsepower. It is the most focused, incredible road car that's ever been made, and I include the Bugatti Veyron. Because the Veyron is a 2-ton car with 1,000 horsepower, this car weighs 1 ton. It is much more agile, much more responsive, and in my view,